Israel launched its latest military offensive a week ago on July the 8th. Since then, more than 170 Palestinians have been killed, most of them civilians. At least 1,200 have been wounded. Over the same period, almost 800 Palestinian rockets have hit Israel. Another 200 have been intercepted. Some Israelis have been injured, but so far no one has been killed. Just how this latest escalation came about is inevitably the subject of debate. But a climate of heightened tension was created by the kidnapping and killing of 3 young Israelis in the West Bank and a young Palestinian in Jerusalem. The political environment was already poisonous. 8 months of US-sponsored diplomacy had collapsed, and Israel had condemned an effort by the 2 main Palestinian factions, Fatah and Hamas, to patch up their own bitter feud. As for Gaza, well, it's been under a severe military and economic blockade ever since Hamas took control in 2007. Israel allows in humanitarian supplies, including food and fuel, and says the blockade is vital for its own security. Aid agencies say it keeps most of the Gaza Strip's 1.8 million Palestinians living in poverty. And remember, more than half of these people are already refugees. The role of Egypt is vital in all this. While the Muslim Brotherhood was in power in Cairo, it opened its own Rafah border crossing into Gaza and allowed smugglers to use hundreds of tunnels below it. But the new government of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is much less sympathetic to Hamas. The crossing is largely closed. Most of the tunnels have been destroyed. And if the events of the past week feel very familiar, that's because we've been here before. This is the 3rd substantial Israeli assault on the Gaza Strip in recent years, all launched with the same stated purpose: to stop the rockets. In December 2008, it launched Operation Cast Lead, which included a major ground offensive. 4 years later came Operation Pillar of Defense. This time, Israeli forces did not invade. The latest operation is called Protective Edge. The army stands poised to enter the Gaza Strip, but the order to go in en masse has not yet been given.